Hey y'all, my name is Tamara Andress. I am your Fit and Faith podcast host. I'm pumped to be here. Just me, no words, no scripts, no intros, no outros. I love authenticity. I hope to breed vulnerability. And I usually do this alongside another dreamer, mover, shaker, entrepreneur, passionista is what I love to call them. If you're a dude, then a dude. But I am loving just coming together in community with other people to share their high and low stories, to share their journeys to comeback, because I believe ultimately that's where God would have us. He would have us on the mountaintop. And even though we learn a ton in the pit and in the valley, God would want us right now, especially in this season of life, in this time of our culture, to shine. And so here I am. I want to teach you how to shine. I want to be alongside you when you get your glow. I want to catapult you into your calling, whatever that is. So this isn't a fitness podcast. This is not a religious banter, though we preach Jesus all day long. And this is not just about nutrition or health or wealth, though I like some green, and I know you do too. It's not okay for us to not be okay with talking about all of these things in unison. You guys, we don't just need a mental health podcast. We don't just need a fitness podcast. We don't just need a religious, spiritual podcast. It needs to blend. This is what Fit and Faith is all about. It's all about creating alignment, connectivity. It's about pursuing your wholeness and claiming it over your life and over the lives of the loved ones that you have around you in your community. So thank you for tuning in. I would love to get to know you more. You can like, review, subscribe, whatever it is. Send me an email, DM me. It's me. I have an amazing team alongside me, but you guys are getting me for now. So enjoy. I'm so pumped to have a coffee conversation with you, is what I'd love to call them. Don't have my coffee right now, but I have it in my system, as you can see. All the love. Let's do this together and keep going for your dreams, y'all.
We are so glad to be live, and I'm hoping that the internet connection is good enough here for you guys to actually hear us. But we are, hey Kim, can you shout out and let me know if you can hear us okay? We're doing this in the hotel lobby because our room wasn't conducive, so we'll check in and see if people can hear us okay first, before we get too far in and you miss all the goods. Kimberly, can you let me know if our sound okay? All right, I think we're just gonna have to go with it. Excited to be here with you guys today. We are in Charleston, South Carolina. We had to travel all the way here just for us to spend time together.
Exactly.
But it's been so good.
Yeah,
y'all, get in the car 8 hours with your mom. When you have babies and life is bananas and you don't have that undivided time and attention, it is so special. And I'm so grateful for this time together because it wasn't something I originally intended to happen. So I'll go into that detail later, but she is such a special, special person in my life, obviously, part of my creation, but way more deep than that. She's a motivator and an inspiration, and so relevant that we are now at the Rise Business Conference together with Rachel Hollis, Dave Hollis, Brenda Bouchard, so many awesome people. Ed Milet, it's going to be amazing. Rachel Hollis is life. She's so good. And it's been awesome to be with her in person. But I've really just enjoyed our time together, and to see where we're going to be going from here in this next season of our life. It is only fitting that this episode is episode 30 because my 30s have been just such a gift from God. And I feel like that was a part of your life's journey as well, the variation from your 20s to your 30s. So welcome. I'm going to call her mom, but she is her own person. She is Brenda Cornwell, super special. And if you know her locally, you know she is a force to be reckoned with. So, Mom, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
She hates stuff like this, so it's so fun that I get to push her outside of her comfort zone. But yeah, I want you to just take a second to introduce yourself. You can talk about your family, you can talk about business, whatever it goes. We'll just see where the heart leads.
So, as you know, my name is Brenda Cornwell. Let's see, I am a mother of 3. I have 9 grandbabies. I've been married 34 years. And own 2 businesses, and one has been for about 34 years, and it's been taking care of kids and preschool, and I totally love that. I've had kids from from little to they grown up, went to college, and they had kids and bring their kids back. So it's been a real circle of life. And then since then, I had opened up a maternity shop. So, and I totally love that. Tamara and I opened that together, and then she ventured off doing more bigger things than I could possibly even.
Bigger,
Different and bigger for me. Then I can. Obviously, I'm not a speaker, so but she's blossomed, and I'm very proud of that. And she left me in good hands, and I had to figure out a lot. So here I am at a business conference, and if you have not been to one of these, I highly suggest it, as it has opened my eyes up to a lot of things. To know that it's okay to step back and breathe for a moment and know that you're okay, and just readjust your business and your life.
Yeah, that's good. I think for me specifically, because I move at a supersonic speed, and I got that from you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And people are always like, how do you do all of the things? And I'm like, I just take it day by day, and I just wake up and I know that I have something to do, and it's different every day. Sometimes like my utter purpose is to be a good mom, and I know you wake up days and you're just like, okay, my kids get all of me today. Or you're waking up and you're like, okay, this business needs priority, or it needs nurturing, or my husband needs priority and attention. And just a matter of where I put that energy. And so I create something, I think I've shared this with you before, like my MIT list. So it's my most important task list,
Yes.
MIT. And it's 3 things. So I have to choose 3 things that day, because of course our to-do lists are eternal. Of course we have 1,000 things going on. Of course we have goals and dreams, and what are you going to do today that's going to get you closer to what you imagine your best version of yourself is later? And if it's not in your business and your marriage is struggling, or it's in your business and your home life is great, then choose the priorities that make the most sense to the value of your joy. And I've seen you choose both, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've done the same.
Right.
And so share a little bit about what that journey has been like for you in business, and also prioritizing your personal life.
Yeah. So, business itself can engulf you, and you don't know really what your life is doing because you're so involved in your business.
It's true.
And so sometimes you do put, if you are struggling through something in your life, that you will put something that's more positive first before you have to deal with the negative.
That's good.
And so I have done that,
Yeah.
and I own up to it. And so now, being here and readjusting and taking that breath and thinking about I am first, but my husband needs to come second.
Yeah.
And he has not been second for a long time.
Yeah.
So business has always been first.
Yeah, sure.
And God, you got to put him up there before all that, or none of this would even be here today.
Absolutely.
And and I learned that this year myself, and so that's been very powerful for me, because I came from a very religious background that was very hurtful. So it's taken me a while to open up my heart to know that he's always been there.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't think he was there, he was there.
Yeah.
And he had to take me through the hardness to get to the goodness.
Yeah.
And I had to open my eyes up on that.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's always a scary journey for so many people, because you walk through life and you're like, where are you?
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Where's the good in this situation? And people are dealing with so many horrendous things. I hear all the time, and it's heartbreaking, but from an outside perspective, and I just did this exercise with a girlfriend, I feel like somebody looking into your life could count 1,000 blessings.
Oh, absolutely.
No matter who you are, you could say, oh my gosh, but you have this, but you have this. And of course, the only thing that you can dwell on in the midst of hurt and struggle is the hurt and struggle, unless you're changing your perspective and you're saying, okay, I'm going to put the hurt and struggle over here. I'm going to let it do its thing and let that tornado happen while I try and seek positivity. And that is a good thing. There's a lot of amazing value. I've seen you do that your whole life. I mean, when Dad was deployed and you were lonely, you were just like, okay, let's make this thrive. Or if, he was in his retirement phase and you were like, okay, I'm going to be the breadwinner now. Well, let me make this work. I feel like so much of your life has been let's make this happen, because so much of your past was not given to you.
Right.
You went after everything that you have. So explain that. So you talked about your faith and the religion piece, and how that affected you for your whole life, to not be able to fully step into what I believe the experience of knowing and loving Jesus is. and how, like, even beyond God,
Yeah.
like a little, just bits and
like
pieces of your childhood.
with childhood, like in religious way.
Anything.
Yeah. So everybody has different childhood experience. I mean, my mom is amazing right now, but you would have never known she was an amazing mom back then. And I'm very blessed that I have the opportunity to fulfill some of those wounds that were deep for me.
Yeah.
And she is a great mom now, but back in the day, looking for Mother's Day card was very difficult because she wasn't the mom. You know, she wasn't there, and I came from a very broken family, I guess. You know, my mom and dad, my mom and many dads, you know, went through our trial period. So my brother, thank goodness for my brother and his wife, that they were religious, stable, but there was, even he went through a lot of trial, and you know, he dissed his family and dissed me, and you know, I needed him at the time, and even though they were there, they weren't there. And you know, I was a young girl, so but I mean, my parents put us on the church bus and sent us out for the day, and I was in Bible study and church groups and church camp, and I was doing all the right things. Trust me, I had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of wrong things.
Sure.
And because we were never guided, we didn't have parents at home at night. You know, my parents ran a service station, so they were never home.
Wow.
And it was just me and my little sister at the time, because my older brother and sister had left home early. There was probably like an 8-year distance in our ages.
Gotcha.
So it was just me and my little sister, which she's 4 years younger than I am. So I pretty much was her mom. So we just kind of went from that, and then, you know, through the years I got married, I left home early just to get out of there, and then I met my wonderful husband, and trying to make him that wonderful husband, you know, that I always had married and lost sight of.
Sure. I always love your guys' love story. It's so powerful, and there's like so much, again, looking back on, that you can see God playing such a role. Just to be in the city you were in the situation you were in, like with the people you were with. I mean, every little piece, and I always can so easily visualize it as like a chessboard. Like you went here, so God said, okay, I'll go here. Or he was always before you. He knows the plan, the master plan, before you ever have to wave your white flag and say checkmate. But I believe that, like, it always takes hindsight 2020, and I have this huge desire in my heart for women, and specifically, but people as a whole, for us to get ahead of that hindsight, for us to say, okay, I know God is good, so I'm going to step into that right now, versus having to be fearful, having to stand in the mess and being like, where are you? Being like, okay, I might not feel you. I might not see how in the hell you're showing up right now in this situation, but I'm going to trust, because you've always been there. You're here right now. And I know 5 years from now, 10 years from now, God, let's pray just a couple months from now.
Or days.
Days would be great too. That we see like the reveal of where he is or where he was in that situation. And so I'm grateful that, like, you allowed me to like spread my wings as I did, even in my faith, even when you weren't necessarily like, you've always believed in God. We said prayers every single night of our life. You guys, you know, it just wasn't like your religion. And I'm grateful that I didn't have that skewed perspective. I got to experience faith on my own terms. And I think that that's a beautiful thing for people to do. Now I'm in a household where, of my own family, trying to cultivate, like, how do I give them freedom to own their faith by themselves? But I also want to steward that so well, to guide them and be like, this is the only way that you can do this wholly.
But you have to let them learn to fall.
You do.
And it's so hard. Just like the speaker yesterday, she said she was Rachel. She's a preacher's wife.
I'm Tamara Andress. I'm your Fit and Faith host, and I am so excited to just be here to share with you other movers, dreamers, shakers, entrepreneurs, pastors, whatever. If you've got a head and you've got a heart, I'm so excited to explore who that is, whose you are, and discover your wholeness, your health, your wealth, and your joy. I love to exude happiness. I want people to know that this is not, this came with trial. You guys, this came with a lot of effort. This came with a lot of lows and so many highs. And I want us to experience those together. This is a real community of dreamers, and I'm excited to help catapult your calling, your kingdom experience, the purpose of your imprint on the world, wherever, however that is. So come along for the ride. I'm excited to chat with you. Like, comment, review, send me a DM, send me an email. It's me responding, even though I have an incredible team. And so I'm just excited to get to know you. Let's connect, let's create community, and let's walk in our calling.